Welcome to the History AI podcast, where the past comes alive with facts, anecdotes, and a dash of humor. Here are your hosts, Chuck and Marco.
Welcome to the History AI podcast. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Marco. Today, we're diving into the life of a remarkable woman from the ancient world, Artemisia I of Caria.
That's right, Marco. Artemisia wasn't just any historical figure. She was a warrior, or ruler, and a strategist who left a mark on history that we're still talking about today.
And let's not forget Chuck, she was also a woman who broke all the stereotypes of her time. So, buckle up listeners, as we explore the life, achievements, and the lasting impact of Artemisia I. To truly appreciate the magnitude of Artemisia's achievements, we need to dive deeper into the era she lived in. The 5th century BC was a pivotal time in ancient history, marked by the Greco-Persian Wars.
Exactly, Marco. These wars were not just minor skirmishes but major conflicts that shaped the course of Western civilization. They were clashes between the mighty Persian Empire, under kings like Darius the Great and his son Xerxes I, and the city-states of Greece, who were fighting for their independence.
And it's within this tumultuous backdrop that Artemisia made her mark. The Persian Empire was the superpower of the era, spanning from modern-day Turkey through Iran and even into parts of Egypt and India. Its vastness was unmatched, and its army was feared across the known world.
Right, and the Greeks, on the other hand, were not unified as one nation but a collection of city-states, such as Athens and Sparta, each with its own government and way of life. Their resistance against Persia's attempts to expand westward into Europe is legendary.
This era was also a time of incredible cultural and philosophical development in Greece, which would lay the foundations for Western thought. Figures like Socrates were beginning to ask the big questions about life, governance, and ethics.
Meanwhile, in Persia, the empire was experiencing its zenith. It was a period of great architectural, economic, and cultural achievements. The royal road, for example, facilitated communication and commerce across this vast empire, and the Persian system of satrapies, or provinces, was an innovative approach to governance.
Against this backdrop, Artemisia ruled Caria, a region on the southwestern coast of Anatolia, now Turkey. It was a strategic location that served as a bridge between the Persian Empire and the Greek city-states. Her position as both a ruler within the Persian sphere of influence and a Greek by culture placed her in a unique position to navigate the complexities of this era.
And navigate she did, Marco. Her participation in the Battle of Salamis wasn't just a military engagement, it was a statement of her political savvy and her ability to stand her ground in a world dominated by men and empires.
Indeed, Chuck. Artemisia's world was one of constant change, where alliances shifted like the winds, and where the fate of nations could be decided in a single battle. Her ability to remain influential and respected in such times speaks volumes about her capabilities and intellect.
It's a testament to her legacy that we're still talking about her today, thousands of years later, trying to piece together the story of a woman who thrived in one of history's most fascinating epochs.
So, without further delay, let's dive into Artemisia's life and achievements. Artemisia's story begins in the vibrant city of Halicarnassus, part of ancient Caria, a region known for its strategic importance and cultural blend of Greek and Persian influences. Born around 480 BC, her life was set against the backdrop of a world where empires were expanding and cultures were colliding.
And let's not forget, Marco, Artemisia was born into royalty. Her father, King Ligdamis I, had established a dynasty that blended local Carian traditions with Hellenistic influences. This mix of cultures likely played a significant role in shaping Artemisia's worldview and leadership style.
Absolutely, Chuck. And her lineage wasn't just notable for its royal status. The family had historical ties to the legendary Herodotus, often called the father of history, who also hailed from Halicarnassus. This connection to a figure so steeped in the pursuit of knowledge and understanding of the wider world could have inspired Artemisia's own strategic thinking.
Indeed, Marco. It's fascinating to consider how her environment and family history prepared her for the challenges ahead. She was a woman in a man's world, yet her upbringing in a royal household would have equipped her with education and training not commonly afforded to women of her time.
And when her husband died, Artemisia didn't just fade into the background. Instead, she took the reins of power as the queen regent for her young son, showcasing not only her determination but also her understanding of leadership and governance. This move was quite unconventional for the period, highlighting her exceptional character and ambition.
Talk about multitasking, Marco. Managing a kingdom, raising a son, and dealing with the Persian Empire knocking at your door? That's no small feat.
Right you are, Chuck. Artemisia's early life and ascent to power set the stage for her remarkable career as a leader and a warrior. Her story is a testament to the influence of one's upbringing and the power of resilience in the face of adversity.
It's clear that Artemisia's early life was not just a prelude but a foundation that enabled her to navigate the complexities of her era. Her family's legacy, combined with her unique talents and the challenges of her time, shaped her into a figure whose impact would be felt long after her reign.
Diving into Artemisia's talents reveals a figure of exceptional versatility and intellect. Beyond her well-documented military prowess, Artemisia was a master of diplomacy, a visionary leader, and an astute navigator of the complex political landscapes of her time.
Absolutely, Marco. Let's start with her strategic genius. Artemisia wasn't just participating in naval battles, she was orchestrating them. Her ability to anticipate enemy moves and devise counter-strategies was unparalleled. She understood the dynamics of naval warfare profoundly, leveraging wind patterns, ship design, and crew capabilities to her advantage.
And her diplomatic skills were just as impressive. Artemisia managed to maintain a delicate balance between serving the Persian Empire as a loyal vassal and safeguarding the interests of her own kingdom, Caria. This required not only a deep understanding of political strategy, but also exceptional interpersonal skills to negotiate and influence both allies and adversaries.
Speaking of influence, let's not overlook her role as a communicator. In a world where messages could take weeks to travel from one city to another, Artemisia's ability to convey her ideas clearly and persuasively was crucial. She knew how to frame her messages, whether she was addressing her own soldiers, negotiating with other Greek city-states, or advising King Xerxes himself.
Her leadership qualities were also evident in her governance of Halicarnassus and the surrounding regions. Artemisia was not just a wartime leader, she was a ruler who oversaw economic development, urban planning, and cultural patronage. Her reign contributed to the prosperity and stability of Caria, making it a significant center of power and culture in the ancient world.
And let's not forget Marco, she must have had some serious multitasking skills. Leading a kingdom, commanding a navy, advising an emperor, and being a single mom? That's no easy feat, even without the added challenges of the ancient world.
Right, Chuck. Artemisia's talents extended beyond the battlefield and the throne room. She had a keen eye for talent and a deep understanding of human nature, which allowed her to assemble and motivate a highly effective team of advisors, soldiers, and sailors.
Her legacy as a talented leader, strategist, and diplomat is a testament to her extraordinary capabilities. Artemisia I of Caria was not just a participant in the history of her time, she was a force that shaped it, using a wide array of talents that were, quite frankly, ahead of her time.
Indeed, Chuck. Artemisia's story is not just about her achievements in warfare and diplomacy. It's also a narrative about breaking barriers, challenging stereotypes, and leaving an indelible mark on history through sheer talent and determination. When we delve into Artemisia's role as a warrior, her contributions to naval warfare during the Greco-Persian Wars stand out as a testament to her strategic brilliance and courage. It's her leadership at the Battle of Salamis that has cemented her legacy as one of the ancient world's most formidable commanders.
Absolutely, Marco. At Salamis, Artemisia wasn't just another commander in the vast Persian fleet. She stood out for her strategic acumen, offering counsel to King Xerxes that, had it been heeded, might have altered the course of the battle. Her advice showcased not just military insight but a deep understanding of the Greek psyche and naval tactics.
And let's talk specifics. During the battle, while other Persian ships were succumbing to panic and disarray, Artemisia's command was noted for its discipline and tactical ingenuity. She navigated her ship and forces through chaos with unparalleled skill, even making the daring move to attack and sink a friendly ship to escape a dire situation, an act that deceived her Greek pursuers and impressed Xerxes.
That's right, Marco. Her actions in battle were not only about brute force but also about psychological warfare and quick thinking. It's said that her maneuvers were so effective that they made Xerxes exclaim, "My men have become women, and my women, men." A statement that underscores the exceptional nature of Artemisia's courage and skill in a male-dominated arena.
And beyond Salamis, Artemisia's contributions to the Persian naval strategy were significant. Her insights and strategies were instrumental in shaping the Persian naval approach, demonstrating her understanding of logistics, troop morale, and the strategic importance of naval bases and supply lines.
So, she was pretty much the ancient world's version of a multi-tool, strategist, commander, and diplomat all rolled into one.
Exactly, Chuck. But it's also worth noting her impact on the perception of women in military roles. Artemisia broke through the gender barriers of her time, not just participating in warfare but leading and innovating within it. Her legacy challenges the stereotypes of her era and has inspired countless generations to reassess the role of women in combat and leadership.
Her prowess on the battlefield and her strategic insights contributed not just to the Persian War effort but to the annals of military history. Artemisia's legacy as a warrior is a blend of tactical genius, bold leadership, and the breaking of centuries-old gender norms.
Indeed, Chuck. Artemisia I of Caria's life as a warrior is a narrative of resilience, intellect, and bravery. Her story transcends time, reminding us of the profound impact one individual can have on history, reshaping our understanding of leadership and courage in the face of overwhelming odds. While Artemisia's military exploits are well documented and celebrated, her life beyond the battlefield was equally fascinating and impactful. As the ruler of Halicarnassus and parts of Caria, her governance and cultural contributions played a significant role in shaping the region's legacy.
Indeed, Marco. Artemisia was not just a warrior, she was a visionary leader who understood the importance of cultural and economic development. Under her reign, Halicarnassus became a center for arts and culture, attracting poets, artists, and philosophers from across the Greek world.
And her contributions to urban development cannot be understated. Artemisia invested in infrastructure, improving the city's fortifications, ports, and public buildings. This not only enhanced Halicarnassus's defensive capabilities, but also its economic stability and attractiveness as a trade hub.
That's right, Marco. Her policies fostered an environment where commerce thrived. By strengthening trade routes and forming alliances, she ensured that Halicarnassus and Caria benefited from the flow of goods between the Greek and Persian worlds. This economic savvy showed a keen understanding of the broader geopolitical landscape and its opportunities.
Beyond economics and culture, Artemisia was also a patron of the arts. She recognized the power of art and literature in shaping society's values and identity. By supporting artists and thinkers, she contributed to a cultural renaissance in Caria that would influence the region for generations.
So, she was basically the ancient equivalent of a Renaissance woman, long before the Renaissance even happened.
Precisely, Chuck. But let's not overlook her role as a mother and a mentor. Artemisia's guidance of her son, who would eventually succeed her, speaks to her dedication to ensuring a stable succession and the continuation of her policies. Her leadership style was not just about immediate gains but about building a lasting legacy.
And speaking of legacy, her diplomatic maneuvers ensured Caria's relative autonomy and prosperity even within the vast Persian Empire. She skillfully navigated the complex politics of the time, maintaining a delicate balance between asserting her own authority and acknowledging Persian overlordship.
Indeed, Chuck. Artemisia's life beyond the battlefield showcases her multifaceted talents as a leader, diplomat, patron of the arts, and visionary urban planner. Her impact on Caria's economic, cultural, and political landscapes was profound, leaving a legacy that would endure well beyond her lifetime.
It's clear that Artemisia's contributions to her city and her people were as strategic and impactful as her military campaigns. Her ability to blend warfare, diplomacy, culture, and governance showcases a leader who was truly ahead of her time, influencing not just the outcome of battles but the very fabric of Carian society.
The final chapter in the remarkable life of Artemisia I of Caria is shrouded in as much mystery and intrigue as her storied career. Unlike her vivid contributions to history and her dynamic presence on the battlefield, the details surrounding her death remain elusive, painting a picture of an enigmatic conclusion to a life lived with unparalleled vigor.
That's right, Marco. Historical records become sparse when it comes to the end of Artemisia's life. What we do know suggests that she passed away around 460 BC, but the circumstances of her death are not documented with the clarity of her earlier exploits. This absence of information has fueled speculation and scholarly debate, adding a layer of mystique to her legacy.
Indeed, Chuck. Some historians propose that Artemisia's death might have occurred away from the public eye, perhaps even in peace, which would have been a stark contrast to the tumultuous times she lived in and the battle she fought. This theory aligns with the notion that she might have chosen to retreat from the limelight in her final years, focusing on governance and her kingdom's prosperity.
And then there's the romanticized notion that Artemisia, ever the master of her own fate, may have embarked on one final voyage or military campaign, meeting her end in a manner befitting her adventurous spirit. While this is purely speculative, it's a testament to the indelible mark she left on the imagination of those who study her life.
It's also worth considering how Artemisia's death would have impacted Caria and the broader Hellenistic world. As a leader who defied gender norms and led her kingdom through a period of significant historical upheaval, her passing would have marked the end of an era. The vacuum of power and the potential for instability would have posed significant challenges for her successors and the region.
Absolutely. And in the absence of concrete details about her death, what remains most vivid in the historical record is the legacy of her life. Artemisia's strategies, decisions, and leadership style continue to be studied and admired for their foresight, bravery, and innovation.
True, Chuck. The mystery of Artemisia's death only adds to the allure of her life story. It's a reminder that while we may not know every detail of her final days, the impact of her actions and the strength of her character resonate through history, undiminished by time.
In the end, the legacy of Artemisia I of Caria transcends the specifics of her death. She remains a figure of inspiration, a testament to the power of leadership, and a pioneer for women in positions of authority. Her life, in all its facets, continues to fascinate and motivate generations long after her time.
As we contemplate the vast tapestry of history, the legacy of Artemisia I of Caria emerges as a beacon of leadership, courage, and innovation. Her impact stretches far beyond the confines of her own era, influencing not just the course of ancient warfare and diplomacy but also the perceptions of female leadership in the annals of history.
Absolutely, Marco. Artemisia's contributions to military strategy and her role in the Greco-Persian Wars have been studied and admired for centuries. Her strategic insights, particularly at the Battle of Salamis, are often cited as examples of naval tactics that were ahead of their time. Her ability to navigate the complex dynamics of allegiance and opposition in a period marked by monumental conflicts speaks volumes about her intellect and foresight.
And her legacy as a ruler is equally significant. Under her leadership, Halicarnassus and Caria thrived, becoming centers of economic prosperity and cultural richness. Her governance model, which balanced military strength with cultural and economic development, serves as a case study in effective leadership that has resonated through the ages.
Then there's the aspect of Artemisia breaking gender barriers. In a world dominated by male rulers and commanders, Artemisia stood out not just as a woman in power but as a leader who commanded respect and loyalty from her peers and adversaries alike. Her success challenges the stereotypes of her time and has inspired countless generations of women to pursue leadership roles, both in politics and the military.
Her influence extends into the arts and literature, where Artemisia has been immortalized in plays, paintings, and books. Her life story, marked by bravery, strategic acumen, and a defiance of societal norms, has captivated artists and writers for millennia, making her a symbol of female empowerment and resilience.
And let's not forget the academic interest in Artemisia's life and times. Scholars and historians continue to study her strategies, leadership style, and the cultural context of her reign, contributing to a deeper understanding of the ancient world. Her legacy is a subject of ongoing research, debate, and admiration in academic circles, underscoring her lasting impact on history and historiography.
Indeed, Chuck. In the modern era, Artemisia's story resonates with themes of leadership, innovation, and breaking through barriers. Her legacy serves as a reminder that the contributions of individuals can transcend their immediate context, influencing future generations in profound and enduring ways.
Artemisia I of Caria's enduring legacy is a testament to her extraordinary life, a life that defied expectations, challenged norms, and left a mark on history that continues to inspire and educate. Her story, rich in achievement and complexity, remains a powerful testament to the impact one person can have on the world.
As we reflect on Artemisia's lasting impact, we're reminded of the capacity for greatness that resides within each of us. Her life encourages us to pursue our convictions with courage, to lead with wisdom, and to leave a legacy that endures. Artemisia's story is not just a chapter in the history books, it's a source of inspiration, a call to action, and a reminder of the indomitable spirit of human potential. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the life and legacy of Artemisia I of Caria. Chuck, any final thoughts?
Just that Artemisia's story is a powerful reminder of what individuals can achieve, regardless of the constraints of their time. She was truly ahead of her time.
So, as we reflect on the life and times of Artemisia, we're reminded that history is not just about the dates and facts, but about the stories of individuals whose lives have shaped the course of our shared past. Artemisia's story, even in its conclusion, is a profound chapter in the annals of history. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed our journey back in time, please subscribe, rate, and share our podcast. Your support means the world to us.
And don't forget to check out our merch. The link is in the show notes. And as a thank you to our listeners, we're offering a 10% discount on your first purchase. Just use the code TheHistoryAI all one word, at checkout. Until next time, I'm Chuck.
And I'm Marco. Thanks for listening to the History AI podcast.
Step into the thrilling world of sports betting with The Starting Line, an introduction to sports betting. Whether you're a beginner or simply curious, this comprehensive guide takes you from the basics to the advanced. Learn to decode odds, develop winning strategies, and bet responsibly. Get your copy now and transform every game into an adventure. The Starting Line is your first step towards mastering the art of sports betting. Available on Amazon.